Greetings Portal Masters, my name is Jack and welcome back to the channel. Real quick, I'd like to just mention how well the last video has done and my channel in general. Like, I was legit shocked at just how well I've done. At the time of recording, I'm on 13 subscribers already, which is just, it's just insane to think about, really. Because, like I said, this is my second account. It took me months to get to that stage with my main account, so I just want to thank you all for that. I'm really grateful for it. So, today's video is going to be the top 10 levels in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. This list will not be containing any DLC levels, as I have never played them before, since I have never actually owned a DLC level. So without further ado, let's get into this. So for number 10, we have Creepy Citadel. Creepy Citadel being the level for the Undead Eternal Source, and also a boss level. Now, because it's chapter 17, it's quite late on in the story, and it tries to bump up the difficulty, and it does a good job of that, honestly. It's hard, but it's not exactly nightmarish. Plus, the Royal Castle appearance, to me, considering I've always been a good fan of history, well, until a few years ago, but I used to be a fan of history and knights, so the fact that it's appealed to the castle kind of look, I really like that about it. It just somehow gives a warm, welcoming atmosphere in a place meant for the dead. Although I do wish there was more than one elemental gate in the level. Anyways, moving on to number 9, we have chapter 20, Quicksilver Vault. Like I said, this one's also one of the last levels, being the third to last level in the game. And if you just look at the gameplay, you can just see there's bright, dazzling colours everywhere. It's just really pretty to look at. If it's the kind of place you could just be there for hours and not really care, despite the fact that you need a time trial for one of the stars. I kind of failed that one. But this level also introduces us to the Archaeans, which, for anyone who's played Giants, they play quite a big role in that. So this is some background context towards that. And the Archaeans, mainly being technology based, holding the eternal magic source for themselves. It's really unique to think about, really. Because magic being sorcery, when you combine it with technology, you pull off something that's really well done. Although I hate whatever the name of the bomb Archaeans are called. They've given me so much trouble during my playthrough. I mean, they're not impossible to take down, but like, the fact that I had my level 7 whirlwind up against it, it didn't exactly go the best. But I didn't lose her, so we're all good. Anyways, number 8 is chapter 11, Falling Forest. This one I think is a fan favourite because whenever I hear about the popular Spyro's Adventure levels, I normally see Falling Forest a lot. This being a boss level for the Eternal Life Source. It also gives us the access to the firework rockets. Which, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not conservative with my resources. I will just instantly fire all 10 rockets at once. I literally do not care. But when you combine fireworks with the fact that it's a nighttime level, I don't know, I just really like the atmosphere it gives off. Forests, when it comes to the time of day in a forest, it can really change the entire mood. For example, the horror games taking place in a forest at night with something chasing you. But no, this time you're after the eternal life source. I definitely did not almost say undead. And the spell hazard for the boss fight, actually, now that I mention it, I like how it's interesting. the thing, well, I don't know what they're called, but they're like the snake thingies. I like how they have a head where you can destroy them. Which, if you actually play the final boss fight as Flameslinger, you can literally just put up a wall of fire and just watch them all explode. It's really satisfying to watch. Although, admittedly, the Stealth Elf clone really needs to chill. Like, that thing is hyper as, and that's saying something for me. Anyways, number 7 is the Lair of Chaos, chapter 22, being the final level in the game, taking place with the final boss. It's considerably larger than most levels as well, taking longer to complete and just being a bigger area. Plus, you can tell it's the final level when they throw hordes of enemies at you at every corner. But I like a good challenge, so I personally don't mind it for one. Plus, you got all the collectibles really close together. It's just tempting, because you're like, I'll nab that, grab a treasure chest, get the stug roll, get the soul gem. The soul gem, I'm pretty sure is double trouble. Although, the moving platforms on the this or that paths, which I like the paths where it's this one or that one, because one gives you, I think it's the legendary treasure. No, it's not, it's like a treasure chest, and the other one gives you the key. But if you want to 100% the game, you gotta take both paths. But I do not like those moving platforms. They take forever to move, and the electric parts that come down, it's just honestly a nightmare to deal with. Considering the fact that I almost lost the Skylander twice because it wouldn't make its mind up on what it wanted to shock. Also, something that disappointed me is it just repeated the same 3 elements in the bonus zones. Because you had Earth, Magic and Fire. But in my opinion, it would have been really cool to see, like, because it's the final level, have an area that has, like, each of the 8 elements stronger in that zone. For example, magic in another, magic in one zone, air, life, undead. That kind of vibe. But number 6 is the Archaean Armory, chapter 21. This being the second to last level in the game. To get the Magic Eternal source. First off, just the way the level looks, which starting off in a dark room, which I really do not mind, I think it's quite cool myself. Especially when you're interacting with the doors and then get the power on, only to see a ton of Archaean robots staring you dead in the eye. Okay, well maybe not dead in the eye, but you get the point. Plus, you get to control one of the Archaean robots, and you just get to punch and blast and punch, and I love it. Although the beams are kind of inaccurate, but like, let's not talk about that. Although something I don't understand is the fact that in an indoors, most likely underground because of lava, vault that's high security, air element is stronger in that zone. I never understood that. Like, tech element in Falling Forest, I can get that, but I just don't understand Archaean Armory. Not to mention, you get to literally stand on the Eternal Magic Source, which I don't know about you, but it just gives me a feeling of superiority. You just get to literally stand on top of the Eternal Magic Source like it's nothing. Then you have the main level itself, making you activate 3 switches through 3 doors. And I forgot about this level since 2011. I did not expect there to be Archaeans behind the doors. That kind of threw me off guard. But it's all in good fun. And at number 5, we have Chapter 19, Lava Lakes Railway. This is one of the few levels that I actually have memory of playing in 2011. Which, given that day, it was quite a nostalgic memory for me, and it's just always stuck around. I just remember playing through the mine section and then having things gradually heat up. Something about it is just really cool. Speaking of cool, I remember after I beat the level, I'm pretty sure, I went out in the snow. And when you're from Britain, you don't really get snow often. And when I say we got snow, we got snow. Which is kind of ironic considering I just got the Fire Eternal sauce. Which, in case I didn't mention, it's a boss level for the Eternal Fire sauce. I also forgot about the fact that it's really neat how Fire Skylanders can just walk on the magma. I mean, I only have one Fire Skylander for Spyro's Adventure, that being Series 2 Flameslinger. So I can just dash across the magma. That is just a feeling that just fills your blood up with excitement. And it's good to see the fire finally got the attention it deserved. In the earlier chapters, consider this is chapter 19, it's like 4th to last. Fire element barely got any usage. I'm pretty sure Battlefield had an elemental zone, and Oil Spill Island had an elemental gate, which took me 15 minutes to do. But apart from that, you never really got to see fire, so it's finally good that it got the attention it deserved. And at number 4 we have Chapter 3, Sky Schooner Docks. Where's the Sky Schooner Docks? Schooner? I don't know. I'm just going to call it Sky Schooner Docks. And for this one, I think it's one of the most memorable levels from Spyro's Adventure. When you think of the game, you think of a couple of the levels. This one's instantly on it from the advertisements. Plus, I remember just waddling around there with my starter pack, since I'd only just got the game at the time. Funny story, I actually lost my Trigger Happy, which I know there's actually a really rare single pack form of Trigger Happy, but like, just the fact that he's no longer with me. I remember primarily using him in that level, I'm pretty sure. Although I guess it lives on in Drobot. Plus, another thing that makes the level so memorable is the fact that it's the sunset. Or is it sunrise? I don't really know. But it's either sunrise or sunset. And you just have the castle slash tower slash fortress theme, which I really like. Like I said, I used to love history. But just the fact that when you combine that with sunset, and the fact that it's all in the sky, so there's plenty of sunset, it's honestly something that really goes well. And because it's Skylands, it fits the element of air really nicely, considering you're going after the Eternal Air Source. Although I think there are a few too many cannon sections in the level. Like, I think the cannons are cool. I like how it changes based on what element you're using. But I just feel like there's a couple too many. Like how in the Troll Warehouse there's like 17 different lock puzzles. Which, considering it's Spyro's Adventure, it's really hard. I really struggled on it. But at number 3, we have Chapter 7, Leviathan Lagoon. This one being the first boss level for the Eternal Water Source. It first introduces you to Chaos, which I can't remember if there's a cutscene with actual Chaos in it yet. So just the fact that there's a giant menacing head above you, it just makes you wonder what's going to happen. And then you get sharks. I love the sharks in the level, I really, really do. Plus the fact that getting a near miss on them grants you a small total of HP. I like just running with the sharks and just being in slow-mo for like an entire minute. It drags the battle on, but I enjoy it personally. Plus it's a good way to farm your HP. And this level also introducing the style of boss battles in the form of the clones. You face off against Slambam, Gilgrunt and Zap clones. So you already know I played through it as Gilgrunt. But the fact that it literally pits you up against Skylanders themselves as clones, it's a really clever concept when you put it into that kind of view. Also, you can cheese it like mad with Gilgrunt. If you just quickly alternate between his water gun and his harpoon gun, you can shred everything that comes in your way. But enough with the boss battle. The entire level itself is vast and open world, and it's still got the sunset theme to it, so it instantly gets good play points from me. But the tropical, peaceful atmosphere of the level really brings it together. I mean, like, there's a massive fish in the ocean, mind you, but you just learn to see past it and just enjoy the islands. Plus, it's weird to see a beach at Skylands, considering that it's Skylands, there are a bunch of floating islands. Not to mention, the legendary treasure is pretty clever. You have to get eaten by the Leviathan a total of 3 times, and you get a little rubber ducky. I didn't actually find that out myself. I found that out from 2WeMe, watching her playthrough of Spyro's Adventure. Which, she's been doing Spyro's Adventure streams every Saturday, so on Saturdays, go check those out. You already know I'll be there, so I can see you there anytime. And at number 2, we have Chapter 14, Battlefield. Another level that I have memories from 2011 from. Nothing after the level, but just the level itself. At this point, my Skylanders collection was starting to expand. I had like called Prison Break, Flameslinger, and Drill Sergeant. I think I also had Hex. But at this point, I also had Sonic Boom. At the time, I don't have them anymore for reasons I'll go into in a second. But I don't know, Sonic Boom just seems to really fit the level of Battlefield a lot, because something about it is just the fact that it's got a war theme, that you literally storm a fortress / base filled with troll soldiers. You just gotta blast your way through it, especially using the giant bombs. Mega bombs, I'm pretty sure they're called. It's just a really neat common concept, and even though it's common, it works. Like, it really works a lot, and I appreciate that. But as for Sonic Boom, I don't remember when exactly I got him. If I'm all honest, this actually might have been 2012. Oh, wait, yeah, it had to be 2012 at the least, because my Flameslinger's orange base, because he's from Giants. And I'm pretty sure my Sonic Boom was Series 2. But I remember just playing through the level of Sonic Boom. But for some reason the portal didn't recognise Sonic Boom or Trigger Happy, so we unfortunately had to get rid of them both. And that is still one of the most painful Skylanders memories I have to date. Because I have 2 green base Skylanders now. I could have had 3, but I literally have 2. And that's it. And just something else I really want to touch up on. Don't go into the Undead Gate. It's a nightmare. It is horrible. The bomb does not want to work with you. It doesn't want to correspond. It doesn't want to roll. You have to push it up a hill to get one of the pieces. It was either the treasure chest or the hat. But the bomb did not want to cooperate with me. I used Hex for it, because it's got a constant fire rate, unlike Cinder's passive lightning attack. And it took me so long just to roll that bomb up that hill. It was a tiny hill as well, but it just did not correspond. But let's move on to number 1. Which number 1 is Chapter 2, Perilous Pastures. This is the earliest Skylanders memory I have, especially considering it's from November of 2011, since I'd recently got the game from my birthday. I'm a November boy. But up until last week, when I bought a copy of Spyro's Adventure to replay the game, which is actually why this video took so long. But when I did that, I actually thought Perilous Pastures was the first level. I forgot that Shattered Island completely existed. But it utilizes the starter kit really well, in the way that it makes you go through elemental gates that are only considerate to the starter pack elements, being tech, magic and water. Might be confusing that with Shattered Island, but I actually can't remember if they're the same. But the fact that such an early level in the game has beautiful landscapes, and the fact that it's just sunny as well, it makes for a beautiful welcome to Skylands. And that's literally how I got hooked on Skylanders. The way the games look, the way they play. It was all just such a magical concept to me. I loved playing for it so much. But that is my list. Do you agree with me? Leave a comment down below. Share your opinion in what you think should have been in your top 10, or if there's anything I should have changed or forgot to mention. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel. Things have been going really well for the channel, like I said. I can't thank you guys enough. The fact that I've just taken off so quickly is just incredible to think about. But until next time, see you then, Portal Masters.